Oke, kita ketemu lagi untuk membicarakan skin microbiome ya. Saya akan membicarakan sebuah presentasi yang diambil dari podcastnya Crown Aesthetic dan akan disampaikan oleh Dr. Thomas Hitchcock ya. Thomas Hitchcock. Jadi ini sangat menurut saya sangat berguna tentang beauty and the bacteria ya. Yuk kita dengarkan sama-sama. Untuk yang di YouTube jangan lupa like, comment, and share. Subscribe tentunya. Oke, terima kasih.
Hello, I'm Dr. Thomas Hitchcock, and welcome to the first episode of our series, Beauty and the Bacteria, an exploration into the world of the skin microbiome. In this series, we'll take a closer look at the entangled nature of our skin's relationship to the microbes that live on and in our skin, and how that affects our lives from birth till death. Over the years, we've grown accustomed to the fact that microbes play a large part in our daily lives, some for the better, and some not so much. Who doesn't know about the potential health benefits boasted by fermented foods such as yogurt or buttermilk? Such health benefits were recognized hundreds of years ago, but it wasn't until the early 1900s that a Russian scientist and Nobel laureate, Ilya Michnikov, first hypothesized that the benefits of such food came from the bacteria which they contained, not simply by the low pH of the foods from the metabolites which the bacteria created.
Jadi sangat penting juga saya terjemahkan. Yang terpenting di sini intinya adalah sangat penting ya di dalam makanan yang mengandung bakteri dari hasil fermentasi. Di sini belum disebutkan mungkin ya, di tengah itu ada yogurt. Itu sangat penting untuk kesehatan gut microbiome Anda ya. Jadi makanan-makanan yang difermentasi seperti yogurt, ada kimchi, ada tempe, itu sangat baik untuk keseimbangan gut microbiome kita. Kita lanjutkan lagi ya.
In actuality, it's both that can provide benefit to us. Coined in 1960s by Daniel Lilly and Rosalie Stilwell, the term probiotic initially referred to the metabolites that some bacteria produced, such as lactic acid, that had effects on other bacteria. However, today probiotics refer commonly to bacteria that are beneficial to our health.
Nah, sekarang ini tren baru ya, probiotik. Istilah probiotik, ada probiotik skincare, mengandung bakteri ya di dalam skincare itu, tapi bakteri atau microbiome yang beneficial untuk kesehatan kulit Anda, kulit kita semua ya.
The World Health Organization defines probiotics as live microorganisms which, when administered in adequate amounts, confer a health benefit to the host. But why is it that adding certain bacteria to the digestive tract provides a benefit? Well, the answer to that lies in another term, the microbiome. The microbiome refers to the collection of microbes including bacteria, fungus, archaea, and virus that lives in and on our bodies. The first description of this concept is attributed to Nobel laureate Joshua Lederberg. However, although his concepts described the microbiome, it is debated where the actual terms microbiome and microbiota were first coined. Nevertheless, the reason that probiotics can be beneficial is because a balanced or normal microbiome can compete against possible pathogenic organisms for space and nutrients. It can affect the immune system, and it can produce metabolites that can affect our tissues, such as vitamins, amino acids, and antioxidants. However, a disruption of our body's healthy microbiome, referred to as dysbiosis, can lead to health issues such as inflammatory skin diseases of the gut and skin, allergies, and certain cancers. And unfortunately, these diseases are what most people think about when they think of microorganisms. So what do you picture when you think about the microbes that make up the microbiome? Virus? Fungus? Bacteria? It's likely that the image that those words stir in your mind are pictures of disease, discomfort, or just disgust. When I tell people that they have billions of bacteria on their skin, I typically get some sort of reaction, which is usually negative. Bacteria on the skin are indeed associated with a number of conditions, ranging from the exotic, like necrotizing fasciitis, also known as flesh-eating disease.
Dia menjelaskan tentang negatif image-nya dari kata bakteri ya. Dari bakteri berasosiasi dengan hal-hal jelek yang untuk kulit ya.
Are like staph infections caused by methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, also known as MRSA, or the common, like acne, which has been blamed on the presence of a bacteria called Cutibacterium acnes. But what if I were to tell you that it isn't as black and white as bacteria equals disease? For instance, many people have MRSA on their skin.
Artinya tidak hitam putih ya. Bakteri itu bukan berarti penyakit. Ya, banyak hal-hal yang dapat menguntungkan keseimbangan kulit, kesehatan kulit ya.
But never show any symptoms or manifest any disease. I, for one, know that I have MRSA on my skin from my time in hospital over 12 years ago. Yet I don't have a staph infection. Also, that bacteria that people blame for acne, C. acnes, we now know that it makes up to close to all of the bacteria that lives in everybody's hair follicles, whether they have acne or not. Even more so, this species of bacteria is actually critical to the health and balance of your skin. This bacteria is so important to the skin health that we will be spending a whole episode just discussing it. But first things first. While we'll be focusing on bacteria during this series, as they do make up the vast majority of the skin microbiome, we should mention that research is currently also looking at the effects that the mycobiome, or the fungus microbiome, and the virobiome, or the virus microbiome, has on our skin's health. The thought of a virus living on our skin immediately gives one pause due to the strong association of the word virus with disease. And indeed, there are some unpleasant conditions associated with skin-related virus, such as herpes and HPV. However, while there's still a lot to learn about the virobiome of the skin, we do know that a type of virus that targets bacteria, called phages, actually can have a rather large impact on the structure of a given microbiome. So much so that these phages can implant their genetic code into bacteria and live in harmony with the bacteria, for a while at least. We can even estimate the type and number of phages that have attempted to infect a bacteria by looking into the bacteria's CRISPR element, which is a primordial bacterial immune system. Needless to say, that all these microbes have a niche, and more we are learning that they can all work in some sort of symbiosis, until they don't. And so as we begin to learn about the potential for bacteria to be associated with disease, we began to find ways to attempt to sterilize our skin. Antibiotics, antimicrobials, preservatives in our skin products and personal hygiene products. But the reality is, bacteria are inescapable. As you walk...
Tadi jelaskan tentang hal-hal yang dapat merusak mikrobiom ya. Antibiotik itu juga dapat merusak kesehatan mikrobiom. Kemudian preservatif di dalam makanan, bahan-bahan pengawet ya, itu juga bisa merusak kesehatan kulit atau kesehatan mikrobiom kulit.
Across a room, you are literally swimming in a sea of bacteria. When you sleep, you are sleeping with billions of bacteria. When you eat, you are consuming bacteria. So, if bacteria equals disease, then why aren't we all sick all the time? The reason is that the relationship between bacteria and the human body is much more complicated than we originally thought. And with the latest cutting-edge scientific techniques, we're beginning to realize how fantastically intertwined our health is to the health of our microbiome. If you look at the scientific and medical literature, you can see that the research in the field of the skin microbiome has begun to skyrocket. While this is wonderful news for those of us who seek knowledge on the subject, it also attracts attention from opportunists who see the term microbiome as a buzzword to monetize. Just like in the year 2020 when everybody seemed to become an overnight virologist with expertise on COVID-19, likewise the study of the skin microbiome has gained notoriety, and this has resulted in a plethora of self-appointed experts on the topic that flood the internet with information, or many times misinformation.
Oke teman-teman, kita sudahi ya tadi banyak yang kita dapat dari penjelasan Dr. Thomas Hitchcock tentang skin microbiome ya. Tapi itu baru pengantar ya untuk mengenal skin microbiome. Jadi berarti artinya selama ini bakteri, virus, fungus itu berasosiasi dengan penyakit. Padahal ada kumpulan bakteri, fungus dan virus yang justru baik, beneficial bagi kulit ya. Justru mereka menjadi barrier, skin barrier untuk kulit kita. Kita lanjutkan di lain kesempatan. Terima kasih atas perhatiannya. Sampai ketemu.